Courage is knowing what not to fear. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Those who tell the stories rule society. The measure of a man is what he does with power. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with facts. There is truth in wine and children. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Love is a serious mental disease. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Only the dead have seen the end of war. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools, because they have to say something. Every heart sings a song incomplete until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Poets utter great and wise things, which they do not themselves understand. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole, and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. Is the geometry of the soul. Love is the pursuit of the whole. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. A hero is born among 100. A wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believe, by the masses. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body, but knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. A house that has a library in it has a soul. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. Musical innovation is full of danger to the state, for when modes of music change, the fundamental laws of the state always change with them. Character is simply habit, long continued. You're my star, a stargazer too, and I wish that I were heaven, with a billion eyes to look at you. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. Necessity is the mother of invention. The beginning is the most important part of the work. You should not honor men more than truth. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake and talking to one another in the waking state? In politics, we presume that everyone who knows how to get votes knows how to administer a city or a state. When we are ill, we do not ask for the handsomest physician or the most eloquent one. Time is the moving image of reality. Philosophy is the highest music. Beauty of style and harmony and grace and good rhythm depend on simplicity. When there is an income tax, the just man will pay more and the unjust less on the same amount of income. Ideas are the source of all things. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. The price of apathy towards public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Is there a perfect world? Wise men talk because they have something to say. Fools, because they have to say something. Everything that deceives may be said to enchant. A dog has the soul of a philosopher. All is flux, nothing stays still. Love is the name for our pursuit of wholeness, for our desire to be complete. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. True friendship can exist only between equals. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. Man is a being in search of meaning. The soul takes flight to the world that is invisible, but they're arriving. She is sure of bliss and forever dwells in paradise. The first and best victory is to conquer self. Books are immortal sons, defying their sires. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of two and heal the wound of human nature. I thought to myself, I am wiser than this man. Neither of us probably knows anything that is really good, but he thinks he has knowledge when he has not, while I, having no knowledge, do not think I have. The difficulty, my friends, is not in avoiding death, but in avoiding unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death. But above all things truth beareth away the victory. Let parents then bequeath to their children not riches, but the spirit of reverence. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs. When he first appears, he is a protector. A life without investigation is not worth living. Man is a prisoner who has no right to open the door of his prison and run away. A man should wait and not take his own life until God summons him. Only a philosopher's mind grows wings, since its memory always keeps it as close as possible to those realities by being close to which the gods are divine. Knowledge is the food of the soul. When the tyrant has disposed of foreign enemies by conquest or treaty, and there is nothing to fear from them, then he is always stirring up some wary or other in order that the people may require a leader. Come then, and let us pass a leisure hour in storytelling, and our story shall be the education of our heroes. I've hardly ever known a mathematician who was capable of reasoning. He whom loves touches not, walks in darkness,